Top-down strategic shooters are not new to gaming, and there are plenty of games that succeeded and plenty of games that failed in that genre. Enough so that if anyone attempts to use this genre for their game, there has been plenty of research done that will guide you into what works and what doesn't work. So, when GameArt Studios GmbH released their AI Invasion, I had high hopes that they had been able to do their research and succeeded where others had failed. AI Invasion is a story about you, an unknown captain, controlling your unnamed squad in an attempt to reclaim the solar system from an invading force of AI, artificial intelligence. The story is very fragmented, and in some areas doesn't make much sense, and even some of the writing seems to reflect that, to the extent that there are several dialogue moments within the game itself that seem to point out that the story had to be tweaked because the game needed it to go one way, rather than the game communicating what the story actually is. This makes the game somewhat disengaging, as you feel like just another nameless jarhead in command of another nameless squad that goes from planet to planet destroying robots. The controls also make this even more frustrating, as your keyboard requires multiple keystrokes to use certain abilities, or if you use a controller, every button on your controller is used for something, and sometimes not what you'd expect. These can always be remapped, but just the frustration of having to juggle multiple keystrokes or juggling your controller makes the game even more tedious and hypersensitive. Then, once you get into the game itself, you really are just moving from point A to point B and shooting every robot along the way. Most of these robots do only threatening damage when they swarm you, so picking them off one by one is the line of work, which makes the battle mechanics even more boring. So you're left with walking down a nameless corridor as a nameless person, shooting nameless robots repeatedly until they all explode. All in all, AI Invasion unfortunately feels like a bad attempt at Alien Swarm by Valve, which was made in 2010 and was a huge success for multiple reasons, including how engaged you were with the characters and how frightened you were by the aliens. AI Invasion unfortunately then comes in with disappointing, since it has not engaged you beyond the necessary "this is how you move, this is what you do." And a game should always spend more time engaging you rather than you trying to figure out how to use it. For more previews and reviews of indie-made games, don't forget to subscribe to Indie Game. Thanks for leaving us a like, and as always, be indie, be free.